Hello everyone, my name is Marina Mathis and I'm going to talk about why our group believes reducing the legal blood alcohol concentration limit from 0.08% to 0.04% would be more effective and practical than implementing sobriety checkpoints or requiring breathalyzer ignition interlocks in cars. There are many statistics that show the risks involved with the current legal BAC. For example, over 10,000 lives are taken by drunk drivers every year, and every 2 minutes a person is injured in a drunk driving crash. Having a BAC level of 0.08% dramatically reduces reaction times and cognitive and visual functions. This impact is huge when considering a 300 millisecond delay can be the difference between life and death. By lowering the legal BAC to 0.04%, it would cost nothing and would be applied to all drivers on the road. Some argue that this approach will not be effective because the number of deaths have already decreased by half over the last 25 years, and that the majority of crashes occur when BAC levels are much higher than 0.08%. They believe lowering the limit will not stop the already hardcore drinkers, but instead criminalize responsible social drinkers. So rather than lowering the limit, they want to install breathalyzer ignition interlocks in all cars or implement sobriety checkpoints. Many drink industries are in favor of these methods because it will not directly affect the number of allowable drinks a customer is willing to purchase in a night. Although there is criticism against lowering the BAC to 0.04%, it still does not take away from the fact that the chance of a fatal accident is reduced by 11 times the current odds. A study by Insurance Institute for Highway Safety estimates approximately 7,000 deaths would have been prevented in 2010 if all drivers on the road had a blood alcohol level below 0.08%. Also, more than 100 countries have a drunk driving level below 0.08%, leaving the U.S. as one of the few developed countries who do not. Take Australia for example. They reported a 5 to 18% drop in traffic fatalities once they lowered their legal BAC to 0.05%. We propose that the legal BAC be reduced to 0.04% because there is a low cost to implement a zero-tolerance policy. It is the easiest way to reach out to all drivers because unlike the checkpoints, the BAC level cannot be avoided, and it is the easiest way for drivers to monitor their consumption. With this BAC, one drink means you're good for 1 hour. We would suggest, in addition to the lower BAC limit, that there is a campaign increase that promotes designated drivers or the use of cab services. Then, for any repeat offenders, they are only allowed to have their license returned to them if they install a breathalyzer ignition interlock system into their vehicle. This is much more cost-effective and practical than forcing all vehicles on the road to have one installed. For these reasons, that is why we suggest the lowering of the BAC level from 0.08% to 0.04%. It will be more effective than the previously mentioned methods. Just think, what if one of your loved ones were in this vehicle?